Pardon me.
He likes that scene.
Hello, Disney World. Stinger here. This is my Asian counterpart.
And Tom McCoody.
What we're doing here is called Opinions on Tap. What's that? Well, basically our opinions. Our opinions on what? Just about anything. But for the most part, what we do is movie reviews. That's what we're most passionate about. And that's pretty much what we disagree with just about every single time.
That's correct.
What we saw tonight was Star Trek Beyond. And that's what this show is going to be about. This is our maiden voyage, by the way. This is
A 5-year journey. It's taking to make this video.
And we've only done about 13,000 pre-takes, so we're pretty much inexperienced about this.
13,000 beers to go with it.
And most of those were tonight. So let's give our opinion on Star Trek. I was pretty much a Star Trek fan from birth. I've watched Star Trek all my life, the original series, 5 p.m. every weekday. I was faithful. What do I think of the new series? Very good. I had my doubts going in, but
When J.J. Abrams took over.
J.J. Abrams,
Okay.
excellent. His first two movies were phenomenal. Now going in, this was the movie that I was waiting for all summer.
It was his summer movie of choice here.
Yeah, this was the one I couldn't wait to see. I was all amped up. I was ready to go. I was a little disappointed with the script this time. Cast, of course, is great. I've loved the cast from the start.
Awesome cast.
Yeah, I mean, they've nailed it every single time. But the script wasn't as strong as the first two movies. But for the most part, you know, if you're a Trekkie, you're going to go see the movie.
And you gotta remember, this is Lynn's first sci-fi movie debut.
And it wasn't terrible. I mean, it's not a horrible movie.
No,
It's just the script. I think they could have done a better job on the script. They had great cinematology. 3D was excellent. We went to see it in 3D. It was great. We didn't go to the D box, but we were 6 rows down, and it felt like we were in D box because the whole movie theater shaked. So that worked. I was happy with that.
it was, he likes vibrating things. Now remember that this movie marks actually 50 years of Star Trek. The first original series coming out in 1966, which is why he watched it religiously, because he was
And
like 25.
he was 18 years old. So yeah, no,
I was even born when it first came out.
I started watching it in the 70s. It wasn't a big hit in the 60s, by the way, but as the 70s came along, it started to get better. I mean, the relationship of the characters started to draw people in. Same with this new series. I mean, you know, the one couple drawbacks I thought about this movie was one. They made Spock a little too human in it, I think. I mean,
very emotional.
I do like his relationship with...
Spoilers, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but even so, I do like his relationship with Uhura.
No, Uhura.
Uhura is the...
You're hard. She's not a hard. Uhura. Zoe Saldana. She's...
No, I do actually like that part of it. I mean, that was totally missing in the original series, but I actually do like that part. I'm glad he's got that in there. But he's like, he's too human in this movie.
He does show a lot of emotion.
He's not vulcanized enough.
No, definitely not.
The script is not well written, I don't think. But, like I said, the cast is great. The cinematology is great. I mean, the whole space station scenes, that's awesome. I love all that.
That was great. I felt, for me, I felt the cast was good, of course. You know, you got Chris Pine as Captain Kirk. He he had a lot of angst, a lot of conflict with him about what his role is.
But he's cocky,
right.
like Captain Kirk is. He's perfect role. I mean, he fits that role perfect.
Bones is good. I wish I actually had more dialogue for Bones. Urban, he's really damaging.
Sadly, Chekhov, Anton, tragically died. I mean, I don't know how they're going to fill that role. He did. He was perfect. I mean,
He really was good.
I mean, he was really actually in the first movie more. You know, I mean, that was his movie, and he nailed it. He was great in that.
How about what did you think of Pegg? Simon Pegg, Scotty.
Had a big role in this movie. This is his movie. Had some great lines in it. Some funny lines too.
Right, and he was integral in the rewrites of the screenplay. So of course he got more screen time because of that. So
yes, I definitely like his role in it. I actually have no problem with any of the cast members in this movie.
what about the new cast? The villains, that is.
The villain,
Or because Jalen.
I had a lot of hope for her. I thought this was going to be the next person in the movie. You know, this was going to in the series. This was going to be the next person who fills the role, and I was totally disappointed with her.
Well, yeah, I mean, you had a lot of problems. There was a lot of hope for her because she was like
She's high action,
actually more alabaster than Stinger is.
Not much, but she had a little bit more. But she had like a sexy appeal to her, and she was like very quick. And I thought, okay, this could be, you know, the next person in the Federation, you know, maybe to be on the Enterprise or whatever.
How about the villain?
I didn't really care for her character in the movie.
Yeah, you had problems for her, but then afterwards you were like, they fell flat with that.
Yeah. The villain, I was really disappointed with that. I mean, of the entire movie, that was the worst part of the movie. It's like an alien who throws on a mask and says, "I'm an alien." You know,
right, exactly. It wasn't working, and then they made him. His motivations were nebulous, and they were confusing, and not convicted, and.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
A lot of the plot.
I totally didn't.
I thought insulted a Star Trek audience intelligence.
Now the first movie, I love the villain in the first movie, and he was just like
Nero.
Yeah, Nero was great, and he was a Romulan, and he looked the role.
He was tormented. He was
exactly, and he broke away from his society or whatever, his civilization. He was on his own. But this character, I was not impressed with. I didn't like the whole thing. So for the most part.
So on our rating scale of 0 to 5 years, 5 being the best, 0 being the worst, what would you give Star Trek Beyond?
I'm going to give this movie a 3.25. First of all, I'm a Star Trek fan, so regardless, even if it was a horrible movie, I'm still giving it a high rating because I've grown up with this, but it could have been much higher if the script was better.
True.
You tried to have a lot of relationship moments in there, and
I personally give the movie a 2.5, right in the middle.
Which is basically he hates the movie.
Didn't hate the movie, but if you had a scale on 0 being I hated it, 5 being I loved it, 2.5 I find is very generous.
Now 2.5 is basically, will you buy the DVD?
No. And I buy a lot.
Will you watch it on HBO?
I buy a lot of DVDs that still sit in the wrapper. Who buys DVDs anymore? I mean, the Blu-ray, I won't buy that either.
Will you buy this on VHS?
I would buy this on VHS if I had it because I still have a VHS player.
Or Beta?
Beta.
No, I'm saying, will you watch this movie if it's on HBO?
Will
you watch this movie again?
I'm not planning on it. That's for sure.
So you pretty much hate it.
If it's incidentally on HBO and I happen to be
USA,
having a fit of insomnia where I can't fall asleep.
CBS.
I'm gonna watch it. Yes. No, I'm looking. The movie was fine, but it wasn't the summer blockbuster of the year.
That I was hoping for, right. And that's really what I was thinking it was going to be. So, I mean, for the most part, I'm going to say as a Trekkie, watch the movie, give us your opinion, post a comment, subscribe.
And make sure you subscribe for more updates from Opinions on Tap, where the best opinions are honest opinions after a couple beers.
Exactly.
Peace.
Peace out.
Ah, Kirk, my old friend. Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold? It is very cold.